Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. It's another beautiful Halloween morning out here in the Pacific Northwest. We don't have to worry about any kids today, but in order to get into the Halloween spirit, we are going to talk about my experiences with little Leela and what my thoughts and feelings are regarding her. Most of you guys know that I was very excited when I pulled Ildira a long time ago because she was a relevant calculator unit, and she was a unit that, you know, had eluded me for a long time. And unfortunately, little Leela just kind of happened to fall into my life. And honestly, she's almost a better version of Ildira in every way. And let's talk about this for a bit. My little Leela is level 92 right now, and I have been using her quite a lot. I think she's one of the more versatile units in the game right now, and I think there are a couple really important factors that set her apart from Ildira in order to make her kind of mainstream. Now, first we're going to go into her ability menu here, and we're going to go to ability set, and I do have a lot of her abilities unlocked, but she is not fully maxed out, and pretty much the only abilities I'm missing right now are full life, and I am missing like poison counter and stuff that I'm never going to set. I did level up her limit break because I did want to experiment with that as well, and I've been messing around with her sub jobs as well. But I think the first question I wanted to answer, kind of what sets her apart from Ildira and why I think she's better than Ildira, has to do a lot with her mastery ability, which is going to give the wind units max HP up 10%, plus 15% attack, and increase her own evasion plus 10. Ildira is a good unit, but she's not designed to survive, and so whenever you run into a Sid, Ildira is going to die. Whenever you run into anything, Ildira is going to die, probably in one shot. With her, with little Leela, you do have a chance to survive based on her evasion, and she can actually fit into some evasion builds better than, say, Ayaka can. Her counter is also really good, chance of counterattack when taking damage and absorbs damage dealt. So if she doesn't die in one hit, she is going to absorb her HP. And finally, her sub-job choices are significantly better than Ildira's sub-job choices. And I think you can probably get away with any of her sub-jobs, and I think depending on how you're building her, you could either go ninja sub-job or white mage sub-job, and I think they each have their own personal benefits. Probably one of the most important things and differences between little Leela and Ildira is that little Leela has access to Shikuchi and access to Shadowrunner. So you are going to be able to increase her agility, you're going to be able to increase her luck, you're going to increase her movement. She's going to be a very versatile unit on the ground. Pair that with the ability of calculator units to reach far-ranging targets. I would say besides rangers, they actually have, or besides gunners or sharpshooters, they pretty much have the highest range in the game for all of their attacks, and that is amazing. Pair that with Sub Ninja, and she's going to be ready to go. Now, I did run into a couple problems with her AI, particularly with Sub White Mage, where it seems like she has the traditional Red Mage AI, where if she is in range of the opponent, she will do what she can to attack them no matter what. And that means even at the detriment of healing your own allies. However, there were a few times where I noticed she was using height-based cure when she could have hit the opponents. I don't know what the trigger is in her AI for that, but it just seems a little bit weird. I haven't quite figured out how her sub-white mage AI works yet, and it seems like it's probably just a better bet for consistency to run Sub Ninja. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering why on earth you would run Sub Ninja instead of Sub White Mage. Well, Sub White Mage, assuming you're using her in sort of an offensive capacity or a support capacity, if you can even do that. Sub White Mage is only going to really offer you full life, right? Whereas Sub Ninja can offer you passive buffs for her to build her AP and to make her a little bit more relevant on the field. That's going to be through the ability Hide, which lowers your kind of presence. The enemy is going to notice you less. But more importantly, I think for her, it gives her access to Decider of Fate. And she will use it. It seems like her AI, like the AI updates that they recently put through, we talk about Medina's AI update right now and how Medina has started to use passive abilities and even Decider of Fate. Well, little Leela is using Decider of Fate too. And that is not irrelevant, right? Decider of Fate gives 60 accuracy and a guaranteed critical hit on the next attack. 60 accuracy in a meta right now where there is tons of evasion units. Ruin Stern, for example, is very powerful. So it's essentially like getting a Holy Off that is guaranteed to crit on your opponent, but it's little Leela instead. So I did find that subbing Ninja on her was more reliable for Decider of Fate. In the long run, I could see potentially Sub White Mage outdoing that, or depending on the composition, if you're running like an evasion build, you might want Sub White Mage for maybe like keeping her backline in the beginning with either Protect and Shell and transitioning into offensive when enemies get close. It's going to be really a mixed bag, and it'll be interesting to see how her role changes when other units come out, like Howlet, for example, where all of a sudden we're going to have 2 magic damage dealing enemies, and I think, or allies. I could honestly see like a Howlet, Warrior of Light, little Leela composition, where Warrior of Light's sole job is just to be a distraction, while Howlet and little Leela just tear the enemy apart. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what the future holds for little Leela. And I think the position that she's in right now outclasses Ildira completely. Ildira does, of course, still have, her own little perks with her limit break. But honestly, I think little Leela just kind of came in and, came in like a wrecking ball, as they would say, and really kind of just took over and dominated the calculator meta. In terms of replacing Ayaka, I do not think she's going to be a replacement to Ayaka. And I think a lot of that comes with the sort of AI problems that most mages seem to have that have access to sub white mage abilities without white mage being set as their primary job. Like, I think it's really clear that Ayaka has a different toolkit or different AI toolkit than any other mage character in the game. That would include little Leela, that would include Medina, that would include Miranda, right? Like, there is something different about Ayaka's toolkit that will just never apply to little Leela. And so I think even though little Leela could potentially replace Ayaka, I think if we do not get some type of ability toggle for AI, right? Like being able to change little Leela into healing mode for a battle or something like that, I think there's no situation in which little Leela is going to completely replace Ayaka. And that's just because her heals are too unreliable. And when you're a healing unit, you can't have unreliable heals. When she does decide to randomly just heal a character, you're kind of like, yeah, okay, this is nice. But then you're kind of wondering, like, why did her AI do that? Could she have just killed an opponent? It's not reliable, I should say. And there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason for why she uses the abilities she uses when. Like, sometimes she'll just run over. I was just doing an arena battle with her, and my Victoria ran forward because she's Victoria. Victoria got hit by, I think it was a Lucia, and my Victoria, of course, then proceeded to murder the Lucia. And my Victoria was, probably about 25% HP, and Sid had come forward on the opposing team, and instead of going forward to hit the Sid, because the Sid was in range, my little Leela just shot to the left and threw a cure on my Victoria, which was completely random because she did have Decider of Fate up, right? So you would think she could easily one-shot kill that Sid, because I wasn't particularly high in arena, right? I wasn't going against you know, I was just doing my daily arena clears and I was just like pushing through them. You know, I'm top 10,000 right now. I wasn't even really trying. And it just didn't make sense to me why she didn't go and kill the Cid. Like there's something off there, and I'm not sure if it's just, you know, calculator AI is maybe a little different, but it'll be interesting to see what they do kind of bring us in the future. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about here, and I believe I'll pull it up right here. I did want to talk about her TMR, and I kind of think that her TMR is not good on her. Of course it has evasion, and of course it has agility, and being able to buff magic for, you know, however long, 3 turns that it gives and 30%, and then raising your accuracy and lowering defense and spirit is of course good. It would be okay on her, right? It's not going to be the worst thing ever. However, if you are sub ninja, you are going to have access to Decider of Fate, which is a guaranteed critical hit, which is plus 25% damage anyway, followed by accuracy plus 60. I mean, most likely the match is going to be decided by her using Decider of Fate instead of her TMR ability right there. And I was having inconsistent uses of her using her TMR when I had it on her. So I think, yes, you could level up her TMR, put it on her, and use it. I think realistically, though, it's probably better on another magic unit because she already has significant magic damage potential. And it might be something that you just throw on another magic unit like Ildira, for example, who doesn't really have those self-buffing powerful abilities. And then all of a sudden you have Ildira, who now has, you know, a viable magic up ability, and you have that paired with little Leela, who already hits really strong. So I see the Wolf Hairband as kind of like a support for other magic units, not specifically a support for little Leela. What I would see being put on little Leela is probably any other agility TMR. Honestly, I think she's so good, like her kit is so versatile, you don't even need to put like a good TMR on her, right? You could probably just put, for example, Phoebe's hat on her is what I've been putting on her a lot, and throw an accessory on her and call her good. Well, everyone, that's kind of my review of little Leela. I hope you guys found it useful, and I hope you guys are experiencing kind of what I'm experiencing, which is pure bliss with this unit. Do remember, if you are going to buy Visior, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. And of course, if you do want to get your special offer right now, that is available at dig.gs/offer. And we would love to see you guys in our Discord. Stop by, come send me a message, say hi. I am not like mega unavailable, and hopefully I'll hear from you guys soon. Talk to you later.